Thank you, Madam Speaker. On the topic of protecting Alaskans.
Representative Carrick.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This last week, on Wednesday, I went home to hold a couple of constituent meetings in my district, and I took the 2 connecting flights to get up to Fairbanks and rented a vehicle so that I could go back to my house. And when I arrived at my house, there was an unfamiliar car in my driveway. My house and my garage had been broken into, and over $5,000 in damages were done and items stolen. And at 1 o'clock in the morning in Fairbanks, living outside of the town, out in the borough, I hesitated, not knowing exactly what the best course of action would be in case there were currently invaders inside of my home. I called the Alaska State Troopers and was absolutely honored and floored and amazed that no less than 10 minutes later, 5 troopers had arrived in 3 trooper vehicles, including a K-9 unit. The troopers came and swept my house and my property and ensured that I had a safe place to go home to. And they removed the unfamiliar vehicle from my driveway and are actively investigating the home invasion and burglary that took place. And I bring this up not because I want to elicit sympathy for myself, but because when something like this hits this close to home, it truly brings forward the value of public safety services that all Alaskans should be able to have. And the response that I had and that I'm very thankful for, particularly for Trooper Ventura, who is actively investigating my case and responding to the scene, cannot be underestimated, the value of those services. And I think about how incredibly impactful and beneficial it was to have a response like that in a situation that was so distressing. I live alone, and so to come home to that after 2 months and be so grateful to be in Fairbanks and then have that happen is very devastating. I wish, though, that every single Alaskan had a response like the response that I had. I wish that every single resident of both urban, semi-urban, like myself, and rural Alaska could have a response like what I received on Wednesday night. I think that we should continue to work as hard as we can to ensure that kind of public safety service for every single Alaskan, so that when my peers and my friends and my fellow community members return home to their homes and find something similar, they can go to sleep that night feeling safe and knowing that they've been taken care of. And I also just want to draw attention to a couple of ways we do that. We can do that by helping to invest in education for public safety members. We can help promote getting women in law enforcement. I was very fortunate that of the 5 troopers that responded, 2 were women, and they thoroughly understood the value of me being able to go into my house and not feel like I was gonna potentially be attacked. They understood and they empathized in a way that was very valuable to me. And additionally, we need to recruit and retain these officers. And we know that there are many ways to do that. And one of them is to ensure adequate benefits for these individuals for their retirement. And I want us to continue to consider the options we have in order to develop and then maintain a public safety force in Alaska. And I want to ensure that the response available to me in my place of privilege is available to every single Alaskan. And I hope that we will continue to find ways to do that. Thank you.